What is up, guys? It's Ramonium here with another random normal game. This is a series where I will fill whatever role my team needs me to play, and I'll play a different champion each and every game. So for this game, my team really didn't call any roles, so I just decided to go mid for Zed. I feel like Zed is a very strong champion right now. Um, Mainly because of how well Thunderlord's Decree works with him. Thunderlord's Decree is definitely the strongest of the Keystone Masteries on patch 524, and because it synergizes so well with Zed's kit, that makes Zed very powerful as well. Not sure if he's overpowered or broken like a lot of people would suggest. I just feel like that the current item changes and the Keystone Masteries really help him. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in 6.1 when they buff the other Masteries, because that should make champions who don't use Thunderlord's Decree normally be a lot stronger and hopefully be able to do well against Zed. But I'm going to put the camera on me because I originally wanted to cast this game live, but it just didn't work out, unfortunately, so I'm going to be casting it with the replay instead. So I want to try and give you guys kind of as much of a first-person view as I can while I play this game. But for our team, we've got a Vladimir in top lane, a Shen in the jungle. I'll be playing Zed in mid lane, Caitlyn, AD carry, and Morgana support. And we're going up against Darius in top lane, Mundo in the jungle, Talon mid lane, Vayne AD carry, and Thresh support. So I'm going to go over mid lane first because that's where I'm playing. And Talon is a pretty strong counter to Zed. And one of the really big things with assassins is whoever has the lower health, if there's a trade that happens, the person with the lower health loses. And that's exactly what happened. I wind up giving first blood. And the reason why I lost that battle is, one, I started off with lower health than Talon. He used a pot, and I did not, and that was a mistake. And he realized that he had higher health, so he tried to all-in me. And then second, he had more minions than I did, which meant that when he aggroed onto me, I took more minion damage than he did, which allowed him to win that duel. So that was two mistakes I made, wound up giving first blood because of it, and it doesn't really help the fact that, Talon is a very strong champion into Zed. The real reason why Talon's so good is I feel like it's a lot easier to hit his poke with his rake rather than the shurikens. And then on top of that, Talon has more single target damage than Zed does. The only way that Zed can win the duels is if Talon makes the mistake of trying to all-in Zed when Zed is right next to his shadow. Because if Zed and his shadow both hit Talon with the slash, the E, and the Q, then Zed deals more damage than Talon, and Zed will win the fight. So as a Zed player, when you engage on the Talon, you want to be close to your shadow and hit him. And both you and your shadow, you want to hit with both your Q and your E, and you should win the fight. And as a Talon player, you want to stay away from the Zed when he's close to his shadow. But yeah, so you can see that in that last exchange, I actually won the exchange. I almost killed Talon because he tried to fight me when I was right next to my shadow, and that dealt a lot of damage to him. So. But as far as the other matchups are concerned, the Darius into Vladimir does not have kill pressure on a Darius in the early game. Darius does have kill pressure on the Vladimir. Vladimir really doesn't get a lot of damage until the mid to late game. He just has a lot of sustain, and the Darius also has sustain as well. So Usually the Darius can do pretty well against the Vladimir, but thankfully in our bot lane, the Caitlyn Morgana lane definitely counters the Vayne Thresh lane because Morgana can use her E, her Black Shield, to block the Thresh hook. Then Caitlyn has just such a huge range advantage compared to Vayne that she can usually poke down the Vayne before the Vayne can engage on her. The way that Vayne can counter this is even if Thresh lands his hook, it won't pull a black shielded target towards him, but he can still dive in, and the Vayne can use that. She can basically ult and try and all in the Caitlyn when Thresh uses his ult and close the distance. If she can close the distance on the Caitlyn, then she can win the fight. But if she plays too conservatively, she'll just get out-traded all the time. So a little bit of a skill matchup. I definitely would give the advantage to the Caitlyn and Morgana. As far as the junglers are concerned, I feel like Mundo is a much stronger jungler than Shen. I don't rate Shen as a very good jungler. I feel like he's much better suited towards support and also towards top lane. So Talon just used his ultimate there, and I didn't try to engage with him. I tried to back off because he had level 6 and I did not. But Shen's utility, his ultimate, his taunt, they make him very valuable, just not as valuable as Mundo, in my opinion. As far as what lanes they should be focusing on, I would say that they should probably focus mid lane, because you've got 2 assassins in mid lane. Whichever assassin gets the first couple kills is going to snowball the lane. Like right now, Talon's got a gold advantage on me. There's not much I can do to stop him. I really need some assistance from Shen to get back into this lane if I'm going to, be able to actually survive, especially when I'm kind of in a little bit of a counter matchup. I don't think it's a complete counter. I still feel like the Zed versus Talon matchup is a skill matchup. But it's really on whether or not the Talon misplays things. So I wind up ulting the Talon. He has to use his ult defensively to escape, and we wind up with both of us, at very low health. So we're both in a very precarious situation where if either Mundo or Shen ganked mid lane, it would probably result in a kill. So that's why I'm playing so conservatively, because I have no idea where the Mundo is. And if that Mundo shows up and lands a cleaver, I'm pretty much done. So I'm just trying to play very conservatively right now until Shen comes up to help me. Once Shen comes up, then I can actually, engage and possibly get a kill. So Shen's pinging that he's coming. A little bit slow. He probably could have landed that taunt earlier, but we still get it. And Shen is able to get the kill. That's fine. I don't mind the fact that he secured that kill. Some people might complain, oh, you stole my kill. That's fine. I got the assist gold. That'll be enough to help get me back into this lane. And if Shen comes back for repeat gank, that should swing the tide pretty heavily in my favor. Right now, it's about even. He has a slight gold advantage on me, but I think that I'm itemizing better than him. He went for a quick mobility boots, while I'm going for pure damage. So I actually have Caulfield Hammer and 2 longswords, and he's got a Caulfield Hammer, tier 2 boots, and then a corrupting potion. So I think I've got the advantage in damage right now. And also the CS advantage is pretty minimal between me and Talon, so it's a pretty even fight. I think that if the Talon had itemized more towards damage, he would have better dueling potential against me. He itemized for roaming, but he's not roaming, so he's not playing into what he's built. It feels like he's going for a kind of cookie cutter build. So yeah, you can see right here, you know, he tries to all in me, but he stands right next to my shadow, and that allows me to turn the fight on him, and I'm able to kill him by using my ult. So the reason why I won that duel is because I'm itemizing for dueling, not for roaming. And two, he stood right next to my shadow, allowed me to get a double E and a double Q onto him while my ult was under effect, so I could pop him pretty easily. So with that solo kill, that puts me in a pretty strong advantage against him now. Now that I've been able to kill him once, now I'm going to come back to the lane with an even larger item advantage. And you can see that most of their damage threats are AD. You got the Vayne, you've got the Talon, and you've got the Darius. Those are their major damage threats. They're all AD, so I'm going to be going towards the Ninja Tabby to give myself a little bit of extra defense so I can win those duels against the Talon better. So while he's itemizing for mobility and roaming, I'm itemizing for dueling potential, so I can hopefully snowball this lane. Talon's missing, so I ping him out. I'm a little bit hesitant to roam because if he gets the jump on me, especially when my ult is on cooldown, he could out-trade me. He could kill me. So I'm kind of slow to move down there because I don't want to risk giving up the advantage I have. And I don't really know where the Mundo is. So I'm playing very defensively just because I don't want to give up that lead at all. So that was a mistake by the Talon to come back in while my ult was still going on. He should have waited until the Mundo showed up and then he could re-engage. But I'm allowed to get a second solo kill on him, and then I just flash to get out of the way, use the minions to block any cleaver that Mundo tries to throw at me. Mundo's kind of showing himself up here. Definitely not a smart play. Almost kill him. That definitely, I should have, if I had actually landed my shurikens, I probably would have killed him with that. But a little bit of a misplay on my part. I tried to go around raptors between the towers rather than flanking him, and I wound up allowing Mundo to escape. So that was definitely a mistake on my part. Yeah, this is a classic overstay in their blue side jungle right now. I pinged them back, told them that Talon was going to show up eventually, but they didn't listen. Now they're kind of running for their lives.
Shut down. Shut down.
Yeah, but that shit was really good. Shen winds up getting the kill, so they wind up actually killing both the Talon and the Darius. So now that the Talon is dead, I'm going to try and fast push the wave, try and get all these minions to die to the tower, and then hopefully I can try and get some roaming down as well. So Talon's able to get back into lane before I'm able to hard push the wave. But as soon as the wave pushes up, I know he's going to need to clear it, so I'm going to try and get a roam. This Vayne looks like she's starting to be aggressive, and I've got the Shen rotating as well. So able to kill the Vayne, but not before she kills the Caitlyn. Talon does a good job rotating down. He actually probably could have just pushed mid, and because right now if we try to push that bot tower, he can trade mid tower for bot tower, which is a favorable trade. So I think it was a little bit of a mistake for him now to come down bot lane. If we could potentially dive him, we could potentially kill him. But as soon as I see the Mundo is trying to push at the lane, I've got to return back to mid lane. So that way I can, make sure they can't deal any tower damage. Yeah, so you can see Talon moves, makes an aggressive move towards me. I don't know where the Mundo is, so I back off immediately. I take the long way around. I'm not going to risk a fight where I don't know I can win. Mundo's bot lane again. So you can see now I'm starting to get a little bit more familiar with this matchup, so I'm able to dodge the Talon rakes when normally, when earlier in the game, I was getting hit by his rake instead. So I'm beginning to slowly figure out how to win this matchup. I see the Shen is starting to rotate down. I know there's a pink ward there, so I ping warning and tell him that it's pinked there. It's very important to let your junglers know where the wards are. If you're like sure that there's a ward somewhere, make sure you tell your jungler where the wards are, so that way they don't waste their time doing a pointless gank, and also so they don't get counter ganked. That's really kind of the worst thing that can happen. Yeah, that gank is going to be difficult to execute, but he's able to get the taunt. And lucky guess there, Talon uses his ultimate, but I'm able to kill him off with my E. So yeah, that was actually, like, I didn't think that gank was going to be successful. The Shen was able to get the Chilling Smite into the taunt, allowing us to pick up the kill. So now I'm in a pretty commanding lead. I'm 4-1. I've got a 30 CS lead on my opponent. I've already completed my Youmuu's Ghostblade. Talon looks like he's going for a really weird build. He went Tiamat, and now it looks like he's going into Youmuu's, but he's got mobility boots, but he's not roaming. So he's not doing himself any favors by how he's building. I'm building Ninja Tabby. I'm going straight damage, straight dueling potential, and that's allowing me to get the better of these trades. I wind up getting the slow onto the Darius. Yeah, we're blowing a lot. We blow the Vladimir ultimate, blowing a bunch of other stuff. I wind up blowing my flash, but I'm able to get the kill just barely. Talon uses the ultimate. Good Shen ult to stop the Talon. I'm just running away at this point, trying to get away from him, but that bleed damage winds up killing me in the end. So just barely. Died. If I had popped the health pot, I might have survived. That was probably a mistake on my part, not popping a health potion. Don't know if it would have been enough, but at the very least I should have tried. So, a little bit of a mistake on my part. But I wound up getting an extra 2 kills, and also I got an assist. So I'm now 6-2 as opposed to Talon's 2-6. So I should be able to come back into that lane and succeed very well. I probably actually at this point should be split pushing because I don't think there's anyone in the game that can outduel me. So I probably should have asked for our AD carry to go mid, and I should have started split pushing bot lane to try and put some extra pressure on mid lane. But yeah, we're just continuing with the laning phase, kind of dragging it out. Shen finally clears out that pink ward. I have a feeling the Talon's roaming, so I'm guessing that he's going bot. But he winds up going top, as you can see in the mini maps. So I'm like, oh crap. So that puts Shen in a very bad spot. So try to see if I can make a play in bot lane instead. They're not really pushed up far enough yet, so I just kind of hang out, trying to avoid any wards. Good ultimate by the Morgana, good condemn by the Vayne against the wall, but I'm able to get the kill. Almost able to get the double kill, but Thresh does a good flash into hook, I was actually really surprised that that hook landed. It didn't look like it landed. But I guess the hitbox was big enough that it just barely got me. Unfortunately, I was not able to use my shadows to get away in time. So this Darius is becoming a major problem. They've got a pretty sizable tower advantage to us. Like, even though we have a kill advantage, they have a tower advantage, which is preventing us. Well, which basically is putting it at a gold deficit. We're about over 1,000 gold down. Um, Mainly because we don't have any towers. So good job by the Vladimir right now to be split pushing top, trying to pick up top tower. I'm going to be trying to push mid and take down mid tower. That's really what is inhibiting us from winning a lot of these fights right now, is the fact that we, even though we have a kill advantage, we're not translating that into objectives. I'm trying to make sure I don't take any tower damage. My team is pinging me that the Vayne's coming. I knew that she was. I was kind of keeping track in my head of how long it was going to take her to roam up. That's kind of an important thing that you have to feel. You have to learn like approximately how much time you have for someone to walk upriver, how much time it takes for someone to walk from base to their tier 1 to their outer towers. I wind up blowing my ult and I get Talon to burn his ult. That gives us a pretty good ability to take this tower, because now Talon doesn't have his escape, doesn't have his ultimate to get away. So he really can't contest when we take that tower. Darius is continuing to split push. That's the right option with the Darius. We find a Mundo. So I use my Ignite on the Mundo to try and counteract his the healing from his ultimate. And thankfully it's enough damage that that I'm able to kill him. But yeah, this Darius is becoming a huge problem. Vladimir is forced to back. I'm flanking around to try and get a kill on the Vayne. She's pushed up way too far without ward coverage. Morgana winds up using her ultimate, and I'm able to come in and secure the kill. Secure the kill, but not before she gets the tower. So we were able to pick up 2 towers there, but we're still a tower down. Now we've got this Talon coming in, so we gotta be very careful. Yeah, that teleport was probably unnecessary. If they had gone aggressive, that teleport would have been the right play. But that teleport was kind of premature. Yeah, this is also premature by the Vladimir. No reason to try and dive in when we can just... We're going to take this tower as long as we play safe. They can't clear the minion wave fast enough for us to not take the tower. But, you know, the team is intent on diving, so we dive and we end up getting the kill. So, if we had played that smarter, the Morgana and the Vladimir should have been pushed up further when the tower fell, so they could have immediately engaged. Good play by the Thresh to try and knock me into tower range. This time I use a health potion, which allows me to survive. So I learned from my mistake there. But yeah, as soon as that binding hit, I mean, it's all done for the Vayne. So yeah, things are going well now. I'm 10-3 and 5. I'm going into getting Blade of the Rune King, because they've got this Darius, they've got this Mundo, and the Thresh is going to start building tanky too. So I've got 3 tanks I'm going to have to deal with that they're going to have a lot of health points. So Blade of the Rune King seemed like the logical next choice, especially since my Caitlyn is probably not going to get a Blade of the Rune King. Darius pushed up way too far without wards, and we're able to secure that kill. Um, yeah, probably good that Caitlyn got that kill because we want to try and distribute the gold. Right now, I've got the majority of my team's gold, which is good and bad. It's good because I feel confident in my abilities and I think I can carry the game, but it's also bad that if I make one mistake, or if the team makes a good play and winds up killing me, then that's it. You know, our team is done. I don't know why the Caitlyn's trying to attack the Thresh. She just needs to focus the tower. Because as soon as we're able to take the tower, you know, it's done. Talon winds up ulting in. I'm almost able to kill him. He gets that Hydra proc. Able to kill me, but Caitlyn does a good ult, winds up getting the kill. So, as far as mistakes are concerned, I feel like this team is too greedy for kills, right? You know, we're getting all these kills, but we're not getting any towers off of it. Only now are we starting to pick up these objectives that we should have been able to get much sooner in the game. And if we had gotten those objectives much sooner in the game, then we would have snowballed the game much further. But because we were very kill greedy, it winds up hurting us in the long run. So yeah, Darius is able to focus out the Shen with his ultimate. This Darius is pretty beastly, even though he's only 7 and 6. He's really strong. Yeah, it seems like the enemies are itemizing a lot of armor. So I'm going towards a black cleaver to try and cut through their armor. I've already got the Yomu's, which cuts through, has some armor penetration. And then, you know, I've got the Blade of the Rune King to deal with the tankiness. So I'm trying to kill the Mundo. Vayne winds up killing me. Probably should have gone for, I don't know, maybe the Thresh, because the Mundo was able to heal through a lot of that. But he seemed like the easiest target. Maybe not the best target, but he was the easiest target at the time. Anyway, I'm now 11 and 5. We finally have, you know, surpassed them in towers again. We're finally, you know, hitting our power spikes and turning those kills into a gold lead. But yeah, we don't really have very good objective control. We don't have any dragons, nothing like that. So it's kind of unfortunate. Not that, but our ward coverage is pretty horrible. Probably should be swapping out for blue trinkets. That's definitely a mistake. We should have at least one blue trinket, possibly more, on our team. I guess thankfully the opposing team is also doing a poor job warding. I wind up almost killing the Vayne. She has to burn everything, flash and heal to get away. We get the Thresh as a consolation prize. You see, I'm not too worried about the Darius. He's not too fed that I can't kill him, especially with the Blade of the Rune King now. However, we have to be careful with both the Vayne and the Talon there. That's a good good taunt by the Shen, allowing us to pick up 2 kills pretty easily. So, right now, when you're in this type of situation, you're very close to winning the game, right? But you're super low health, so you need to start looking at what are the death timers. So Darius and Mundo and Talon are all going to be up in about 10 seconds. So that means that you need to start backing out right now, because it's going to take you, 6 to 8 seconds to back. Possibly even more if you have to actually walk away. And if they stop your back, you're either going to die or you're going to have to flee for a long amount period of time. And that's going to allow them to counter push and possibly get a tower off of a bad back from your opposing team. So you always want to look at the death timers, and you always want to back off at about 10 seconds. 10 seconds before the enemy team spawns, you want to back off because it gives you time to recall. So that way you can get back to defend your tower if they try to counter push. Or if they try to go for a Baron off of your back timings, you can respond and get to the Baron in time to stop them. So now, yeah, very fed, 14 and 5, so I'm looking to split push. That's what I want to do. I want to split push. I don't feel like anybody can duel me. So I'm going to be warding up this red side jungle to protect myself from any type of ganks. And then I'm going to try and get a kill. As soon as that Thresh moves up towards red side, I know that I've got a clear shot on the Vayne. So I'm going to come in and try to kill her as fast as possible. The Thresh does a good job coming back. But I'm able to get the kill on the Vayne. But now I have to flee pretty much immediately. A little bit of a mistake on my part, trying to stick around to get the Darius. We're able to pick up one additional kill. Thankfully, Caitlyn shows up. She's going to start cleaning up this fight. Yeah, so actually we were able to turn that fight really well. Because the Caitlyn rotated very well and they overchased to try and get that kill on me. And actually that overchase is going to actually allow us to get the game, actually win the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys got a little bit more insight into both Talon and Zed. I know they're becoming very popular in the current meta. And yeah, they're both very strong. But I hope you guys understand that matchup a little better. I hope you understand the strengths and weaknesses of Talon and Zed, and how your itemization should really affect your playstyle. Like if you're gonna itemize to roam and be effective with roaming and split pushing, you don't want to be trying to duel someone in mid lane. You want to be using your power to roam. If you're itemizing to duel, then yeah, you want to stick in your lane and then push up the lane and then roam to other lanes. But yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like the content on the channel, please subscribe. If there's anything you felt like I did wrong in this video, please let me know. I'm definitely not a Zed main. I'm not a Zed master. So please let me know what I could do better in the future. If there's any champions you would like to see me play in future videos, please let me know, and I will do my best to accommodate you. But this is Randmonium, signing off.